Energy stocks bouncing back Tuesday, many clean energy stocks trading near their all-time highs. Well, let's go to Miami and join Randy Watts of O'Neill Global Advisors to get his thoughts on which stocks are best in that arena. Good afternoon, Randy, and welcome back.
Hi, Fred. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you with us. Now, Randy, Joe Biden's victory in the elections gave these clean energy stocks a shot in the arm. Do you see these as long-term plays that go beyond one administration? I mean, there's just one president ago, or the current president that was into coal.
I see it as a very long-term theme. I compared clean energy to biotechnology in 1990. So when I first got into the investment industry, biotechnology was really starting to emerge. If you remember, in 1990, Amgen really exploded with two powerful pharmaceuticals. And I think we're on the cusp of a 30-year trend here with clean energy. If you look at the Biden plans, they talk about spending $400 billion over 10 years. If you look at the European Commission plan, they want to spend €1 trillion over 10 years. So there's going to be a lot of spending here, and there's going to be a lot of focus on trying to get these major economies to kind of carbon neutral states by 2050.
Well, Randy, which two stocks are your favorites and why?
There's several stocks we like. Right now, we still like Tesla. They're the leader in the electric vehicle market. That's going to be a huge market over time. As you know, the stock's about to enter the S&P 500, so there's a lot of index buying going on. Yet they only have about 4% share of the overall vehicle market, not electric and non-electric. So there's lots of room to expand. In addition, their energy storage business, which helps for both commercial and residential, is growing very rapidly, and that's only, I think, 4 or 5% of the total company. So that's got a lot of growth ahead of it as well. So I think there's a lot of room to grow in Tesla. We like the companies that make microinverters that convert solar DC power to AC power. Companies like Enphase and Solar Edge are a couple of names. And then we also like some names actually in Europe. We really like a company called Solaria, which is the largest solar farm operator in the world. And we like a stock called Ørsted, which is a company out of Denmark, which is the largest wind farm operator in the world.
Well, Randy, let's take a look at those two U.S. stocks then. Tesla, that's multiplied 7 times this year, trading right now around $627. And as for Enphase, that's just about $6 off its all-time high, trading right now at about $133 when I last looked. What, looking at fundamentally, also looking at the charts, what would be a good entry point for those two stocks, given all the appreciation?
I mean, both of these stocks and the clean energy space in general is a little bit overbought right now, so it is extended. So we would look for one of two things to happen. We either want to see the stocks go sideways and consolidate their gain, or we'd like to see a pullback. And I think a 10% or more pullback would be very reasonable to expect. So we really try to buy stocks at William O'Neill where the company is based out on the chart and is starting to form the right side of that cup. Right now, both of these stocks are extended, so we would not be committing new capital to them. But for long-term investors, I think they're fine to still hold.
And lastly, Randy, stocks had a torrid run in November. How does the market look as we go into December, technically and fundamentally? I mean, I'm looking at the S&P 500, and that's way overbought on the RSIs.
I think technically you do have to say the market's very, very extended. If you look at the S&P, 81% of stocks are above their 50-day. If you look at stocks trading on the New York Stock Exchange, right now, 87% of them are above their 30-week average. Normally, that number peaks out around 90% in a market cycle. We're actually the highest we've been on that measure, besides this August, since 2011. So a lot of stocks have done very well. The market's been very broad. I would not chase the market into year end. I think if I had excess capital, I'd really be sitting on the sidelines right now and waiting for a better entry point at some point in Q1.
Well, thanks, Randy, for those tips.
Thanks, Fred.
Our thanks to Randy Watts of O'Neill Global Advisors coming to us from Miami. I'm Fred Katayama in New York. This is Reuters.